Hello, this is Mur171. Today I'm bringing you a quick video on how to field strip and reassemble a PLR-16. As always, we verify that it is not loaded. There's the chamber. Physically assess whether it's loaded if possible. We have visually and physically assessed that it is not loaded. Now, we bring the carrier forward. Now with that done, we now take our punch, which is one of the tools we're going to need, and we can push this pin out, like so. It will protrude out the other side at this point. You should be able to grab it and pull it out. It is out. At this point, the bottom will swing down. There we go. And now that that's down and out of the way, that can bring us to our next step. Our next step is to bring the shell of the piston, which contains the recoil spring and the piston, bring it forward, rotate it 90 degrees, and let it in. There will be a groove up here at the top. This is what it will look like. That slides right in there. I'll do that again for you. This is what it looks like when it is assembled. It's this ledge here. Pick it up, turn it counterclockwise when facing it into that groove. There's where it goes. Now, with that done, we can pull back the carrier. I'm going to zoom out here for you guys. Pull out the carrier, boom. Remove charging handle. At this point, carrier, piston, recoil spring, everything should come right out the bottom there. Alright, now with that done, we next, for those of us with the forearms, need to loosen the forearm nut, forearm retaining nut. You may need pliers, but put some kind of padding so that you don't scuff it and get a shiny spot if it's too tight for you guys. Alright, or gals. Now at this point we should be able to pull off, whoa, there it goes, the bottom piece of the forearm and the top piece of the forearm. With that done, with this open, this is officially the field strip position. Now you may want to clean your piston out, and if that's the case, you rotate the shell cover, the piston cover, and you'll find a pin. There's the pin. Now we remove that pin with a punch, like so. Alright, now this is spring loaded, so when you pull out that punch, it will come out, for example. Alright, now all this will come apart for you guys. And we have the piston, recoil spring, zoom back out. Get the piston, the recoil spring, carrier rod, and the only thing we have left to do is take out the bolt. Bolt is easily removed with a punch. Here's the bolt pin. Now you should be able to remove the firing pin. It is free floating, so there is no spring behind it. Here's the bolt. And here's the bolt. Now that is fully disassembled. Notice it only took one tool. That is how you disassemble a PLR. Alright, now for reassembly. First thing we're going to note is that the holes at the end of the carrier rod, recoil rod, are on the sides. We need to remember that. Okay, so when we push that pin through, we're going to need to know where its position is. Next, we put the sleeve with the ledge towards the bolt, the carrier. There we go. So it goes towards the back when the gun is from front to back. There we go. Anyway, next the recoil spring slides over the rod, between the rod and the sleeve. Alright, there we go. You can see that the hole goes all the way through now. Next, we're going to take our piston. It will fit into that on top of the recoil spring like so. We take that and we slide it down until it's lined up. Once it's lined up, we take its retaining pin and push it through. I almost need a third arm. Alright. Now that that's in, we now make sure that it doesn't interfere with the sleeve any. It's got to be in there flush, both sides, so that the sleeve can rotate. Notice that the sleeve can rotate. Okay. You notice that's the recoil system right there. It returns on its own. Alright, anyway, now for the bolt. Bolt goes in, extractor facing to the right. If the gun was pointed forward, you'd want the extractor on the right. That will leave the hole for you to put its retaining pin in. That faces outward. Alright, notice that you can't pull that out now. With that in place, you take the firing pin, slide it in the back. Now you want the groove for the firing pin retaining pin to be up. It's going to come into the hole. I'll zoom in. The groove is going to go into the hole. Notice now it's into the hole, and we put in the retaining pin. Should just be able to press that in with your finger. Now you notice the firing pin can't come out. You can also hear it free floating. That's a good sign. That's what you want. Alright, now with that all done, next we take the forearm, entire forearm, and reinstall that. I'll zoom in, zoom out. Take the entire forearm, and we put that into place. Alright, like so. Notice that the front sight has got a groove. And we place it together to where it is flush and connect it, like so, and bring in the forearm retaining nut till it's tight. There we go. Alright, now with that reinstalled, that's if you have that part. If you don't have the railed forearm or forearm for your PLR-16, you can just skip that. Now we're going to put the assembled carrier with bolt, piston, recoil spring, everything into the gun. First thing to make sure is that this ledge, this lip is straight up. It has to be straight up to fit into the groove in the top of the receiver. Next, you got to make sure that the bolt is all the way out. It has to be assembled with the bolt all the way out. The reason is if it's not, you can catch it on that lip right there, and you won't be able to bring your carrier forward. That groove fits into, that lip fits into that groove right there. Both those have to be lined up. So you assemble it with bolt out and lip at the top, the ledge at the top. Alright, now we slide it into the gun like so. It will come out the top here. Make sure that bolt is still out. I like to put my ring finger on it. It keeps it from being pushed in on accident. There we go. Now, with that there, we can next put our charging handle in. It will slide into this groove, facing upward, like so. I will zoom out. Alright. The face is down. Alright, now, should be able to bring the whole shebang forward. which we are, boom. It's now forward. Now with that forward, we can next bring our receiver around, make sure nothing ever comes out again, and place our pin back into the grip and receiver hole. Boom, now that is lined up. Now, at this point you have to take this sleeve, see if we can't get a good angle here, and you pull it forward towards the muzzle and rotate it clockwise 90 degrees. And that lip will fit into this groove right here. I'll do that again for you guys. You pull it forward towards the muzzle, rotate it 90 degrees till it's into that groove. Now, with that done, you should be able to charge the gun, which we can, so that's a good sign. Now that the PLR-16 is fully assembled, it should work, and you should feel, I guess, accomplished that you probably cleaned it, which is why you took it apart. Anyway, this is Murr171. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'm signing off.